Before getting any further on the drawers for my cabinet, I need to build the frame. To get the height of the frame right, I needed to know exactly how long the stack of pivot posts was going to be, so I put them all on the shaft and got an exact measurement. Now with that done, I can dimension the four pieces that comprise the back frame. Now I made a bunch of changes to my Triton Duo Dowel joiner, and I talked about them in this video. But since that video, I've made two additional changes. First, I changed out the little sight glass piece with lineup marks on it with a larger piece that's actually below the face of the fence as the tool comes out of the box. I did that because the sight glass it came with wasn't very good, and dropping it down below the face allows me to get the bits closer to the top surface, which is useful for certain cuts. And then because I did that, in order to mill holes on the face of a board, I needed to also raise the surface on the cutting reference surface. So I did that with a piece of plywood, and I just milled the angle that was being created by the two rubber plugs into the plywood. So this is it. Done messing with this thing. It's now working after quite a bit of effort, and I'm able to do some point and shoot woodworking. And before it's all glued up, I put some holes in that I'll use to join drawer supports and various other things to the sides, and put some rabbets in the sides of the frame to accommodate a piece of plywood. But I'm not actually getting around to sizing the plywood in this video. Now, if you recall in the first video, I was worried about a twisting force these drawers are placing on the shaft and therefore the back frame. So I wanted a counteracting right-handed twist built into the frame. I have an idea for how to do this that involves drilling 7-degree holes on the bottom and top of the back frame. So I use my digital angle finder to set up the table on the drill press to do these. The top holes are through holes, the bottom ones are not. They're tapped to anchor pieces of all thread that are going to cross each other halfway through the back frame. Pieces of all thread are going to cross each other around a 1/2 inch offset that's going to consist of a piece of pipe anchored halfway through the frame, and that's what I'm making here. So this is what this is going to look like when it's all put together. See those pieces of all thread cross each other around that offset, so they're twisted, meaning when the bolts are tightened and there's tension on them, they'll try to straighten, and by doing so, they'll try to twist the frame in a right-handed twist, which should counteract the left-handed twist from the drawers. I don't know if I actually need this. I'm going to leave them loose, and if I don't need them, then that's great, but I'd rather have them and not need them than need them and not have them. Now I mark and cut the contours on the bottom part of the frame. I'll do this on the top part of the frame too, but since that's removable, I can do it later when the top cabinet is finished. Now I drill holes to join the bottom and the top to the back. The bottom is just going to be screwed and glued to the frame, but the top is going to be removable with some bolts that screw into tapped holes in the back frame. And I also cut away some material so that I can get to the nuts at the end of the crisscrossed twisted all thread. Now while everything's still apart, I position, drill, and tap the threaded holes at the top of the frame that will secure the top to the back. Now it's time to glue it up. Hopefully I got all those holes positioned right. Now I can fix the bottom to the back. And put the frame together. And to wrap it up, if at any point in this video any of you thought something along the lines of, man, that thing is a lot bigger than what I imagined it to be, let me just say